So, I was watching the Michael Cohen trial today, and pretty much what I have to say about it is, it was one man who was literally a convicted liar. Like, whatever. Who was sitting between one group of people that was bending over backwards to try and make him out to be the most credible man in the world, and another group of people bending over backwards to try and make sure that everybody knows that he's a convicted liar. I don't really believe that any of his testimony was mind-blowing or earth-shattering or in any way broke news. None of it surprised me because it was all shit that I had heard before. So, the greater portion of it was accusations. I love how people pick and choose who they're just going to blindly follow, and that only matters when it matters. Everybody hated Michael Cohen 2 years ago, despised him, thought that he was a liar, that he was a fraud, that he was a crook, and sure enough, he's a liar, a fraud, and a crook. But now he's the most believable, honest man in the world. So, it's that kind of horse shit. It just drives me nuts. But one of the things that the Republicans especially tried to stress more than anything else was they said you did these certain specific things because you believed that Donald Trump would have wanted you to do it. So you didn't do it because he told you to do it. You did it because you believed he would have wanted you to do it. And he was like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, and that really sparked the philosophical question in me. Like, who does that, really? You know what I mean? Like, and this could help Michael Cohen greatly. I hope you're watching, Mike. If he was told at the beginning of his tenure with Donald Trump or whatever, if he was told, look, there are going to be things that I'm going to want you to do that I can't tell you to do. So I'm just going to say, if you catch wind of something that you know I might not like, you might just want to go ahead and take care of that without having to have me tell you to take care of that. Because I might not always be able to tell you to take care of that. That would be one thing, because that's essentially him telling him to do these things, right? That would be where he'd go, yes, he told me to do these things directly. When he hired me and said, there are going to be things that you're going to see that are going to happen that you're going to know I want you to do, and I can't tell you to do it. Right? But apparently, that didn't happen. This guy just up and decided to break laws on behalf of a man with just the belief that, well, I figured he would want me to do that. Now, mind you, this is a lawyer who's deciding of his own volition because he believes, I think he would have wanted me to do this for him. So yeah, I broke that law. Like, when I was a kid, I really looked up to adults. They all seemed so confident and competent and in control and intelligent and wise. Fucking, they ain't none of that shit. I haven't seen one goddamn adult since I've become an adult that fits the fucking description I had of adults when I was a child. We're all kind of fucking idiots. Like, the dude's a lawyer. And on his suspicion that his client wanted him to break laws, he chose to break laws. Like, how stupid is that? What, he thought he'd never get caught? How does that wash? How many people have committed crimes that he's fucking represented that didn't get fucked in one way or another? Like, nobody gets away with anything. I think that's a very valuable lesson that Jordan Peterson has at least taught me. Nobody gets away with anything. Best to not think you're gonna. So, keep your nose clean. But should Donald Trump be responsible because this guy's a fucking idiot and figured that he would want him as his lawyer to break laws for him? Again, depends on if he was ever told to do things that you think I might want to do. If he was never told this, which, from his testimony, he was never told to do things just on the thought, I might want to get this done for me. He doesn't claim that at all. He has in fact said multiple times, no, I was not instructed to do this. I did this because I thought he would want me to do it. Well, that's not really... Like, that doesn't get you off. That doesn't transfer the crime to him because you thought he wanted to do it. There's some thought crime for you. Holy shit. You want to talk about the Olympic champion of thought crime. It's your fault I committed a crime because I thought you wanted me to do it. Like, wow. That's super fucked up. Not only is it not my fault I committed the crime, it's yours because I thought you'd want me to. Like, whoa, how the fuck does that pass muster? Whatever, Democrats, is the way they are. But yeah, it's just, the philosophical question of, the guy that I thought you'd want, I did this for you, man, like that. I don't know, man. Wasn't there a thing with Chris Christie back in, a couple years ago where they were fucking around with one of the bridges that went from one place to another or something like that, and it came out that some of his staffers did it because they figured he'd want to fuck with this other guy in this other town or whatever, and everybody blamed Chris Christie for that, and I'm like, I don't think it ever actually came out that he wanted that done. I'm not entirely sure or not. Again, that was not when I was into politics like I am now, so the details are very fuzzy with me. But I remember that being a thing. Where these guys, a couple of guys was like, we're going to fuck with this other guy in this other town because he didn't support him in a race or something like that. And so they fucked with this bridge and wound up backing up traffic. It was a whole big thing. And I think that their thing was, we did it because we thought he'd want us to do that. And it's like, holy shit. So I just want to state for the record, I just want to throw this out there to anybody who may be listening to me. I don't want you to commit crimes. Ever. Especially not on my behalf. There's never going to be a time I'm going to want you to commit a crime. Like, are we really at the stage where people have to tell people that now when they hire them to do work for them? What? How the fuck did we get there? But whatever. There we are. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But the whole thing was just a circus. The whole thing annoyed the shit out of me. The last actual thing that I heard as I was coming into work, or as I was getting out of my car to go into work for my last break, they threw it over to some Democrat, and she started off with, as a black American, and I just went, oh, fuck me, and I just turned it off, because I'm like, god damn it. Like, who gives a shit? Why does that matter? whatever. So, yeah, alright. That's pretty much all I had to say. It was just kind of the philosophical question of what in the fuck are you thinking? And do you actually think that that's in any way a defense for your actions? Oh, I thought somebody else would want me to break that law. It's like, bitch, you're a lawyer. What the fuck? There were some interesting points in it, but they were all just like stupid stuff. Like now it seems like instead of it being the Republicans are just going to take their time to be pissy about how big of a waste of time this is, to now they're like, we're just going to openly mock and fuck with people. I think one of them was like, he asked Cohen if he was a good lawyer, and then said, would you consider somebody who breaks laws on behalf of their clients a good lawyer? He was like, no. So would you say you're a good lawyer? Like, I guess that fucking went on. I'm just like, oh my God. So, yeah, it was all the Democrats now all of a sudden sucking his dick. And all the Republicans going, fucking, what are we even doing here with this dumb shit? And him going, please just be lenient on me. I don't want to go to jail for years. Which was really all it was as far as I was concerned. This dude's going to jail. And he's fucking soft. He is not made for jail. He is going to most likely live exclusively in Punk City. So, or in solitary, which is actually really interesting when you think about it. But he's not going to be in Gen Pop. And if he is, he's not going to be in Gen Pop for very long because he's going to get beat the fuck up pretty quick. So, he's going to live primarily in Punk City for at least 2 to 3 years or whatever, or however long his sentence is. I think it was 3 years. Nevertheless, I think that he is desperately looking for a way to do as little jail time as possible. And I think that that is motivating the bulk of all of this. Because if you broke laws on behalf of somebody else without them telling you to do it, you're the criminal, not them. So, like, I don't give a shit if he thought he'd want him to do it. No, I don't give a fuck. Again, that's ridiculous thought crime. So, for any of you out there that might be saying, yeah, he said Donald Trump never told him to do it, but he knew he wanted him to. You're supporting thought crime of the stupidest order. So, whatever. There you go.